Okay, welcome to the American Fork Podcast. We're a group of friends who have been friends for probably too long, I'd say.
That's accurate.
If there's a legal limit to how long you can be friends, we've exceeded that easily. So despite this, we're still friends. And for the most part, we still get along.
We still get along.
For the most part.
Don't be a dick.
For the most part, we
We
do.
get along 9/10 out of the time.
I was going to say
Get along
51%.
if it's upset, bitch asses.
So everyone knows this is our 1 year episode. So 1 year ago is when we started releasing episodes.
No.
We recorded a little bit before.
No, this is our 50th episode.
But isn't it our 1 year too?
It is.
No, it's been like a year and 2 months since the first episode.
The
Okay.
first episode was released on December 11th of last year.
Oh, was it?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah. And
so the year.
This is the first episode after our 1 year mark.
Oh,
There we
because
go.
of some.
Listen, nobody actually has a calendar, so they're not keeping track. So it's our 1 year episode.
Technically,
That's
it's our
what I say.
51st because there was one that's
Okay,
missing.
guys, I'm trying to make this important.
No, technically it's our 49th because there's
yeah.
one missing.
Okay.
But there
Is
was
So-
it really the
51st
49th
recorded.
episode?
It's really the 50th episode, but one was deleted.
Welcome to 1 year 50. Yay.
Welcome to 50 times. 50 times.
50 times of
Why did
us
it take
filling
a
your
year
ear.
to get to 50?
Feeling your
what?
ear holes?
How did it
Why
take
did
us?
it take a year to get to 50?
I don't know.
Took more than a year.
Apparently,
You weren't here to lead us, Trent. That's just how it goes.
I'm surprised we made it past 30. So
Yeah.
good job.
that's true.
Oh, did we move on to age?
Listen,
Not
okay,
age,
wait,
ratio.
you haven't been. No one knows what the chattering box is. I'm trying to rein this in like a freaking cattle dog, and I'm failing. So I don't care what you guys say. I'm saying this is our 50th 1 year episode, not 51 years, but you get my point, right?
50 years.
Our 50 year
Running
episode.
strong.
Happy birthday to us.
Okay.
Okay, so kiss my booty. All right, so with me in the human flesh beingness that just kissed my butt is Jacob. Hi, Jacob.
Hi.
What's up, Jake?
Hey, guys.
Then we got Thomas the Train. No, I'm sorry.
Luigi.
Phil, who's for some reason is cosplaying Luigi today.
And showing everyone that's listening
Yep.
on the video
It's so
That's right.
funny.
channels.
And then on the iPad, we've got Bolt. Hello, Bolt.
Hey there. How's it going?
It's going great. We got Tyler. Hi, Tyler.
What's up?
And then we have got, who's that?
Trent
it just
Silling?
looks like a light
The
bulb.
chandelier at Trent's house.
Yeah, we got a chandelier at Trent's
Oh,
house
there
as
he
our
is.
special guest. Oh, Trent. Hi.
What up? He's getting too tired to hold it, so he's setting it down on the coffee table.
No, I was paying attention to the car show. Sorry, there's a car auction on right now.
Oh, wow. So I can see you're busy. I just decided right now that your hair is somewhere between Carrot Top and Medusa. Is that accurate,
Yeah,
guys?
Carrot Dusa. Top.
Carrot
I'm to the
juice.
spot where if you
Circa
saw my
eighth
face
grade
on the
Trent.
news, you'd be like, you did it for sure.
Yes, circa 8th grade Trent.
Circa 8th grade Trent.
That's right.
No, not 8th grade. I didn't start growing it until the summer between 9th and 10th grade.
Wow. Everyone's
That's a
really glad we
Did you guys all see the Holy Spirits like recreation of the 8th grade noodle hair or whatever? That's pretty gnarly, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
All right, we're going to go
It looks like Joe Exotic.
Whoa.
Oh, Mike?
Sorry, Jeff.
Wow, I thought you didn't want edits.
Click.
Mike. Okay, so this just in. Mike just joined us. Hi, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
Mike,
Now
are
I'm
you
really
reporting
gonna
from
pay
the
attention.
doctor's office?
I'm just making a cameo here. Still recovering from the vasectomy. You know how it is.
Oh, that's right.
I
Mike.
do. I was up
Isn't
working
that
in the rafters the
outpatient
next
where
morning.
you go home and you can do anything you want like an hour later unless you're Mike?
Or Jeff.
I'm very sensitive.
Jeff like had a bowling ball incident going on. Like,
Have you peed yet? Are you allowed to pee?
No, I
Not for a
haven't.
week. You can't pee for a week.
Yeah, for-
I'm interested though in what whoever was talking was saying,
oh,
and not my vasectomy.
we were just struggling to start a podcast, and it's been like an hour now. So
Oh, was it even recording yet?
Yeah.
Oh, we're recording. Yeah. Welcome.
Oh, okay.
So welcome.
Well, I'll stay on until it's time for me to not be on anymore.
Are you on Vicodin? You sound fucked up.
Do you care to
It
answer?
sounds like something I need to be on. So what is it?
It's just Tylenol, but I think I took 4 and I'm only supposed to take 2.
Oh man, you're crazy, Mike.
Like a fox.
Well, listen, I was in the middle of reading the most riveting story ever from American Fork. Not really.
I'm ready.
So basically, Utah unemployment's at 2.4%, and American Fork is home of some big employers like Amazon, Walmart, Home Depot, and even the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Wait, American Fork or
Yeah.
Utah?
Nope, American Fork.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my gosh, this is so boring.
All right, Peanut Gallery.
Mike's gone.
Mike left. That's hilarious. So I'm gonna
Hey,
muscle
just for the
through.
record, I
Yeah.
just want to point out
Uh-huh.
I didn't leave first. Mike did.
That's a good
Or at
point.
least someone else did.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah. Thanks, Mike.
I think he texted us in the group chat, my PP hurts and I have to go. That's what he said. So the LDS Church on Monday increased wages to a record $18 an hour for sewing garments. They do that in American Fork. Did you know that, Tyler?
Oh, did they?
No, I did not. Where at?
I don't know. If you need a job, I'm sure.
So,
Mike,
they're
he knows
selling
when-
garments in American Fork.
yeah, Beehive Clothing. Mike, you can get a job at Beehive Clothing starting at $18 an hour. No sewing experience needed.
Wow, they just
Is
teach
that
you
down
how.
by the lake? Where is it?
I don't
Or is
know
it right
where.
next to the temple in that white building.
Let's go find it.
I'm not sure where it's at.
Let's go egg it.
I think it's
Oh,
in the
God.
back fields.
It's in the backfields. Right.
Let's go put Oreos on the door.
Let's go
We
throw
can
news.
treat it like Brittany Nesbitt and at least put like 24 dozen freaking eggs on his
Oh
front
my
lawn.
gosh. We should probably edit out the last name on that one.
Isn't it funny that?
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
it funny
Like, he's
that?
probably too fat to listen.
Wow.
This is why we love 8 people at one time.
That's
See,
great.
isn't this better than not having everybody and just you three?
Well, I wish you guys were here, but yeah, it's great. It's actually
We are here.
This
in
is as clear as we're
spirit.
gonna get.
I'm on to my next story because apparently Beehive Clothing isn't cool story paying $18 an hour.
And unemployment's great in Utah.
Yeah, 2.4%. And I think that another statistic came out that said 2.4% of Utahns are lazy. So there you go. So on to the next story. I don't know if your guys' kids, especially yours, Trent, got affected by this, but the title of this story is Utah schools warn of viral TikTok shooting threat.
Viral TikTok shooting threat.
So
Wait.
local, I'll tell you what it's about, and then you tell me if
Yeah.
you're affected by it. Okay, local school districts are on high alert as the violent threats against schools are
I
on
wasn't
the...
affected by it. Oh, sorry. I was listening.
Did you forget the part where I said, let me read this, and then...
There's that peanut gallery again.
Oh, it's barely peanuts. I think you guys are like peas, the pea gallery.
Cashews.
Here, watch
Cashew gallery.
this, Jeff. Mute. Okay. now read the thing.
Oh, okay. So, including a threat that has gone viral on TikTok amongst school-age students. So, this is what Granite School District, which is where my kids go to school, sent out to all the parents. It said, "We've been made aware of another nationwide thread where students are posting a threat regarding gun violence in schools on social media. We believe it originated with TikTok, and it has been on Instagram, Facebook as well. The viral threat focuses on a shooting at the school on Friday, and it gives a specific date. The original thread was believed to have started in a way for kids to skip school, basically. So basically, this threatening a school shooting is the equivalent of us pulling the fire alarm when we were in junior high. Remember
Yeah.
this? So
I don't think it's the equivalent.
what was that, Trent?
It's not the equivalent of pulling the fire alarm. No.
Oh,
Here's the thing, like, there have been so many, like, actual guns at schools just in Utah, like, the past couple weeks.
Uh-huh.
It's been, like, crazy.
Oh, really? Where are these kids getting the guns?
parents.
Well, from Uncle Trent, probably.
You guys should do a better job of having less kids, and you wouldn't have to fucking worry about it.
Hey, my kids aren't bringing the
That's a
guns.
good point.
It's all those assault kids that we deem legal, right, Trent?
Did you hear about that latest
Did
shooting?
any one of us actually pull the fire alarm?
No,
In school, I never did.
none of
I
us
never
did.
did. When we didn't want to go to school, we
We just
claimed
didn't.
we were sick.
We just went over to my house.
Did you hear about that latest shooting where they charged the parents?
Yeah, the dad bought the gun with
Yeah.
the kid there, and then the next day the kid took the gun to school or something like
Well,
that.
and the parents have been told like multiple times that their son is making threats and he needs to be taken out of school and all sorts of stuff, and they just ignored it.
Are we talking about the
So-
same one? Is that the Montana one?
So why wouldn't the
And-
school take him out of school then? Why did the parents have to?
I actually wasn't in the room. I'm not sure.
Well, I want you to
They-
find out.
I need you to be in that
They had a
room.
meeting with the kid and everything, and the mom told the kid do a better job of not getting caught. And they were trying to get the kid out of the school, but they just couldn't take action fast enough. Really,
Wait, is that true? The mom said
Wow.
their job. don't
I
get
swear to
caught.
God, I listened to it on a different podcast that people listen to.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
No, that's called church or going to the doctor for Jake.
I thought nobody listened to podcasts.
Yeah,
I think you're wrong, Trent. No one listens to that one you were listening to.
yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
What?
Jesus.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Well, just this school, this TikTok trend of school shootings, like threatening school shootings.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there was a hashtag for it, right? Like kill your teachers or something.
Oh, I didn't see that. That sounds terrible.
Oh, I've heard that.
There was a trending topic on social media. It was like school shooting day or something like that. And so a lot of schools were freaking out.
Oh, I didn't even hear about it.
But there were none that I know of on that day.
No, there was a junior high by our house that got locked down, and I think a kid got arrested too.
Really?
Yeah,
There have been a bunch the past couple of weeks in Utah.
Yeah.
It seems like junior high
it's worse.
would be worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like high school, everyone was nice, but junior high was like the Wild West.
Yeah, you got Jeremy sitting there by the vending machines asking you for $1, and you're like, dude, I don't have $1.
Tip in the vending machine.
He
over.
would give you $1 so you could give him 70 cents so he could put it in the vending machine. Because it didn't take $1.
That is messed up. All right, on to the next story. National news. This one blew my mind, and I saw it on Twitter. Therefore, 'tis true. Okay, the title says, fentanyl overdose become the #1 cause of death among U.S. adults ages 18 to 45. A national emergency. So the Twitter says, it says, buried in the CDC data, fentanyl poisoning is now the #1 cause of death among Americans 18 to 45, surpassing suicide, COVID-19, and car accidents.
Wow.
And you know, if they would just wear masks, it's really hard to take fentanyl. So
True.
maybe if they just, followed the mask mandate.
Apparently most of
Fentanyl
the
sucks. When you're trying to like do some drugs and have a good time, it really adds a little scare to a fun night or what could have been a fun night.
When he dies, like that's
Yeah,
like,
I'm just trying to have a
woo!
good time with my friends, and you got to worry like maybe this is the last line I'll do.
Yep.
Yeah.
and it might be laced with fentanyl,
Yep.
and it might be like a tiny amount that'll kill you.
Yeah, we worry about that all the time.
Yeah, so you guys get it.
Uh-huh.
Whenever I pour coffee in the morning, I'm like, man, I hope there's no fentanyl in this.
After Trent was saying that people like prick people for fun with it at concerts, I do worry a little bit. Like I could just be walking down the street and someone could be like, doink.
Yeah, but they weren't talking about the Mormon Tabernacle Choir concert.
Yeah, well, that too.
Yeah, don't go to a Travis Scott concert. You'll be fine.
You'll die.
You're gonna
You do.
doink and get fentanyl in you. Is that how that works?
Yeah, they just doink.
That's another one of Fraser's trigger words.
Doink, doink.
It makes sense. It makes this sound.
I
Yeah.
think all of us like
Oink.
that word.
So this got me looking into fentanyl and opioids and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, that seriously is, to me, like one of the worst things going on there. And I know what do they call it? The war on drugs is pretty much a waste of time and money.
Isn't it? Since the whole fentanyl thing, don't cops like wear gloves when handling people in general now because they would like just get it on their arm or something and
I
overdose?
think they carry Narcan with them now because
Yeah.
if they get pricked by something, they can get some Narcan and just help it out if they know it's happening soon enough.
Yeah.
I saw a video of a cop, like a chest cam video of a cop who like opened the trunk of a car or something that had drugs in it. I don't remember what it was. It was fentanyl or something, but he like overdosed right there in the parking lot on the ground, and I think he was like rushed to the hospital and everything.
Like a tripwire, and it's sprayed out like a trap.
Needles in a tornado. Shot.
In the trunk, a tornado.
Yeah. Like the Twister movie.
You missed that podcast, Mike. We were talking about like
Vaccination.
remember how they release sensors out of the machine in Twister?
Like the finger of God.
Yeah, they would release like vaccines, but now it's fentanyl, I guess.
Yeah.
Into
It's
the
a whole
tornado.
it's a whole new joke.
Yeah.
If the trunk's big enough, there could be a tornado in there. I'm just saying cops need to be careful.
Medium joke.
You-
You're being generous, Mike.
yeah. It's a quarter empty for shizzle.
Mediocre. I'm sorry, I said the wrong word.
So let me tell you the numbers on this. So between 2020 and 2021, nearly 79,000 people between 18 and 45 died from fentanyl overdose. The data analysis from opioid awareness organization Families Against Fentanyl. That's a group that put it all together. So it got me thinking. I was like, what is this history of opioids? And I actually I looked at this whole timeline that literally started in, guess when opium started being used? Mike would probably get this closest, or Bolte.
Like freaking 3,000, 4,000 years ago.
Yeah, 3,400 BC.
I'm so close.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it basically
Except
says,
that would have been 5,000 years ago
yeah, shut up.
I'm
and 400.
closer than you were.
Put your
Yeah.
calculator away.
$1, Bob. $1.
I actually thought that it was 3,400 years ago. Or BC, I mean. Dang it. I screwed that one up. All right, Jeff.
So, anyways, there's some very key dates that stuck out to me. It's like 1729. There's a Chinese emperor that I'm not going to pronounce his name. They issued. They basically started controlling the sales. They basically legalized it, but they had to control the sales under the government authority, basically in China. And I thought that was interesting because they're doing that a lot with different drugs now.
Yeah.
I
I had heard that the reason that opiates are illegal in the first place was for a racist reason, is because we had all these Chinese immigrants. They were all smoking
the opium dens.
the opium, and so they were like, let's make it illegal because we don't like Chinese people.
That wouldn't be the first time that's happened. So
Yeah. Well, it was actually the first time, and
that
everything
wouldn't
else.
be the last time that happened.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, is there any sense in making it illegal at this point? Is it helping at all? Obviously not.
Yeah.
Everyone's dying.
It's crazy. So there's some more dates that I thought were interesting, like 1853, where this Dr. Alexander Wood of Edinburgh discovers a new technique of administering morphine, which is injecting it with a syringe. I guess up to that point, it was mostly just smoking it.
Yeah.
And then you've got
milk of the poppy.
the poppy milk. And then in 1923, the treasure they actually banned the use of the legal sale of narcotics. So they basically did prohibition for narcotics. 1923, which is kind of late, I thought.
So an epidural, apparently, or at least the one that my wife got most recently, is fentanyl.
Yeah.
So has some good uses.
Well, from my understanding, it's all basically the same thing. It's just synthesized later on. Like it turns into a synthetic version of these things. So you have morphine, you have, I don't know, you guys, you know what I'm talking about though, right?
Yeah,
like
I
you
know
have
all the
opium,
drugs.
morphine, heroin.
Yeah.
They're all basically chemically the same. Am I wrong? Did you guys just put some? You guys
We're
put
wait-
something in the group chat like "Don't answer" when Jeff
I
says
was-
something?
We're all looking at Mike's face, waiting for words to come out of the mouth that's open, but there was nothing.
Here's the thing.
Oh.
We'll just agree with you.
Okay,
Yep. Okay.
that's all I wanted. Just say yes, yes. That's what I always.
Good agree.
Yes, yes, Jeff.
Some are more potent than others, right?
All right, next story, because you guys don't want to talk about drugs.
I thought that. No, I can't say that. On this thing anymore.
Go ahead, say it.
All right. Oh,
I thought Scientologists didn't believe in drugs.
okay. So believe in drugs. They really exist.
You can just say I'm wrong. That's all you
No,
have to say.
I take drugs when it's necessary. I think anyone that doesn't would be silly.
What do you think of
I
that?
agree. I think taking drugs when it's necessary is right.
You just feel it's more necessary than other people.
Yeah, I'm in a lot more pain than you.
I have
Yeah.
more to forget.
I think it's just like everyone. Drugs have a time and place. It's just your time and place is more frequently than my time and place.
I just go to a lot more places a lot of time.
I
That's
pretty
right.
much live on ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I get a
Didn't you
headache,
say your doctor said you could take like 4 billion milligrams at once?
I've had two different doctors and a dentist tell me when I'm in pain, either for my whatever it was with my teeth or my back, you can take up to, and this is obviously per my weight as a overweight adult man,
750-pound male.
but 2,400 milligrams a day, so 800 milligrams, three times a day.
Holy hell!
I mean, that is as prescribed, but ibuprofen, if it was like released today, would not make it to the shelves.
You're thinking of Tylenol.
That's too Tylenol.
No, I'm thinking of ibuprofen too. That shit destroys your insides.
It can, but Tylenol, as I understand, is a lot worse.
Listen, last week when he was with Dr. Rogan, he told him otherwise. So shut up, Trent.
I think it was Dr. Nick.
No, but I don't take that much every day. I just take it as needed. But
Yeah.
so like if I'm in a lot of pain,
Just needed every day.
yeah,
Yeah. There's a time and place for everything.
yeah.
It's like
For
I've had morphine, and it was definitely needed after surgery.
Yeah.
Like it was needed. But if you're on morphine like for the rest of your existence, like Trent, then that's kind of a problem. Yes, his signal's bad, so he can't say anything back to me. All right, we're gonna go on to the next story, which is Sweden's most in
I was looking at my Venmo.
Oh, great.
Sorry.
making sure the payment to your dealer went
Yeah,
through.
this conversation reminded you to pay your dealer.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, why didn't that get delivered?
Oh, God.
Where is that?
No.
All this drug talking is making me think of where
making-
my drugs are.
It's making my right vein thirsty. All right, Sweden's most endangered Christmas decorations burnt again. That's the title of this
Wait.
next story.
Oh,
So the two straw goats of Gavel, I think is how you pronounce it. Sweden's most endangered Christmas decorations have gone up in flames after surviving nearly a month downtown in the downtown square. So here's the story. Basically, I'll show these guys and I'll show you too. There is this giant.
Oh, it looks like a huge pinata or something.
It looks like a piñata, but it's made of straw. Here you go, guys. There's a picture. Apparently, it's very funny for people to set it on fire and
I can see
destroy
why.
it
Oh man.
I
because it
actually
goes
100% agree.
up in flames.
Amazing.
And apparently, in recent times, this has been the longest running not burnt down. What do I want to call it? The figure. Because the last time it was burned down was in 2016. So it's gone 2016 until 2021.
and just so, for our listeners, we're looking at like a Trojan horse-sized pinata.
It's
they're
huge.
That they're
It looks like
burning
it's
down.
50 feet
Where
tall.
is
or
this
something?
located?
It's 43 feet tall,
Sweden.
and it weighs 3 tons. And it's made of hay.
Oh, so it's like they want people to burn it.
Right. It's like it has signs all over that say "Burn me."
Basically. So this symbol, it says the animal is a beloved Swedish Christmas symbol dating back to pagan times, but what's become a tradition of sorts basically is burning it down.
Yeah.
It's like these people erect it in the city square, and then some asshole goes out there and burns it.
I get it.
We never did anything that bad, did
Yeah,
we?
we did. Jake and I burnt down almost all of the back fields.
Oh, yeah.
No, don't take credit, Trent. It was me.
It was Jake. I
Excuse me,
watched him.
Jake just did it.
You were there. Yeah.
You were there, like, telling him what to do, though, like, right behind him.
No, it was me. 100%.
It was 100% Jake, and luckily we have a friend who's a narc, Phil, and ran off to go to a fire truck. Seriously, it saved us.
What happened?
Narc, hero, whatever.
Right,
same
Yeah,
thing.
I probably ran, like, faster and harder right then than I have in my whole life.
You did not run, but you did scoot quickly.
I did scoot right home.
We were
Didn't
right.
you
We would
start
light
on a
like
motorcycle and you got stuck?
we would see how big of a circle we could light on fire, and then Jake lit it on fire on a hill, which apparently we can't put a fire out on a hill very quickly.
So, yeah, well, when you fan it with your shirt, apparently it makes the fire grow faster.
Okay, we need to rewind this story.
Please.
We're riding bikes in a wooded area of American Fork. Jake falls off his bike after trying to pedal hard to the top of a short, steep hill.
No, didn't
He
fall.
falls over.
I wasn't. We didn't have our bikes on. with
Yes,
us.
you had your bike. You fell over, and instead of getting up, you like looked at the weed in front of your face and was like, "I'm gonna light that on fire." Took out a lighter out of his pocket,
What?
lit the weed on fire, and before you knew it, like a whole acre was in flames.
It was fast.
Is
Yeah.
this how you see all of life, Phil? Because this is 100%
Wait,
inaccurate until the last 3
I want to hear Phil's story, and then I want to hear your version, Trent.
And then all of a sudden, everybody's like taking their shirt off, trying to like beat the fire out with their shirt. And I'm like, "You guys are dumb. I'm going to go get help." And I went running away. Does that sound
Scooting.
right?
Scooting.
I scooted away as quickly as I could scoot.
Your last
So
sentence
to
was
recap,
accurate.
you guys all took off your shirts and tried to beat it out really fast.
Yes.
And Fraser's
Yep,
not even
that's-
here for this.
It's an accurate. Yeah.
And I get home. My father's a police officer. I get home thinking he's going to kill me. And I'm like, "The backfields are on fire. We lit them on fire." And he's like, "Okay." Like he was so calm. It was like, and I was like freaking out. And he called the fire department. And remember, they showed up and were like, "We're really sorry. We lit it on fire." And the fire people were like, "Yeah, some kids have been shooting fireworks back here." And we were like, "It was us. We're sorry." They're like, "Yeah, we'll get those kids one day." And we were like so confused. Like, and now I realize they were like, "Shut up, kids. We're not."
Shut
gonna-"
up.
Yeah. Which might have been because of my dad. I don't know.
No, it's because the fire marshal was Mike's neighbor.
Oh, maybe that was it.
Oh.
What's it?
Yes,
I
the
wasn't
fire
there.
chief was Mike's neighbor. He was the one that was like, "Yeah, these kids with the fireworks," and we're like, "No, it was us." And he's like, "No, these kids with the fireworks." Like, "No, it's us." And he's like, "Yeah, we'll catch those kids." And we're like, "Oh,
Oh, right.
yeah, we should catch those kids."
Yeah.
We should.
We're like, "Good luck. I hope you get them. We'll watch out for them."
This
It was the mayor. It wasn't the fire chief. Or
Yeah, he was.
okay.
He was the fire chief before he was the mayor. I think
Who are you talking
okay.
about?
the dude with the old Western guy in the window.
Oh, well,
Edit.
in
Click.
either case, we were saved. Anyway,
No, well, first off, Phil, you got it totally wrong. We might have had bikes with us. We had nothing to do with riding them. Our intent was to go back there to light fire. Why would we have a lighter in our pocket? And we lit like 20 of those before.
Yeah, Jake
and
didn't
he
even
lit it
smoke
on like
back
a
then.
4-foot hill. And it just got out of hand on that little hill.
It was dry, very dry weeds.
Very dry.
And one shout out, one of our listeners, Candace Frazier, her father was one of the firefighters that was there and put out the fire.
That risked his life that day.
Oh, really?
For your
Like-
atrocity.
Laycock.
oh,
Thank you.
I didn't remember
Candace
that.
Frazier, formerly Candace Laycock.
Why are we friends with Candace,
Hey,
but
Candace.
we're not friends with Justin Laycock that was in our grade?
He doesn't
Yeah.
listen.
He doesn't like us. He didn't like me back then.
Does Candace listen?
She's a follower of the Instagram.
Oh, hi, Candace.
So
Tell your brother we
Candace.
love him.
Yeah, and
Tell Justin to listen.
Merry Christmas.
Also, Coach Laycock.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
is awesome.
That's right. He was a nice guy.
All excellent. Hey, listen, so we're on to the main topic for tonight. Shut up about all this news stuff.
Wait, before you go on to the main topic,
Here we go.
can I just give a couple of apologies?
Oh, here we go.
Apology number one.
Mm-hmm.
So some of you who listen on not Apple podcatchers may have noticed that the artwork had some expletives that were totally not intentional on my part. And I'll tell you what happened. It was the episode about us getting old, right? Mm-hmm. And I found some meme with Jeff Bridges on it, and it said, the bad thing about getting old is you still do dumb things, only slower. So
Right.
like I right-clicked, download image,
Uh-huh.
did put the watermark on it, posted it and everything. What actually downloaded was when you get old, you're still a dumb C word, only slower.
You're still a dumb cunt.
And when I
Only slower.
loaded it up on the website, I noticed and I changed it, but I didn't change it in enough places to eradicate it. And Jake pointed that out to me like a few days later. So sorry,
Well,
listeners.
it was that day, and Spotify picked it up like immediately.
Yeah, so it was like everywhere. So
So Phil doesn't
Sorry.
swear, but he went straight to the worst word possible.
sorry, everyone, for that mishap.
Okay.
If you saw it. If you didn't, I shouldn't have even said anything. But
All right, what else? You got some more things to
Another
apologize
apology?
about?
the other apology, I got to apologize for screwing up this podcast because we all got together the other day and I forgot my laptop.
Uh-huh.
So that's why we have all these like annoying iPad people now instead of just regular in-your-face people.
Yeah.
So you're
You did
welcome.
ruin our life for one day.
And there was something else, but I don't remember.
There's probably a lot of things.
Just
actually.
everything
Sorry
I
for
do and
everything.
say. Sorry, everyone.
Phil, you can tell Phil's been married for several years because he knows to just apologize for everything.
I'm just sorry.
You have
It's
way more stuff to apologize than just that.
it's extreme ownership. I've been reading that book. Did I
Yeah,
tell you?
yeah.
Everything
Yeah,
is
but
your
you,
fault.
you suck at it, though.
I
Are you
do, but
listening to it or are you reading it?
I'm listening to it. So
Okay.
And I'm trying-
There's the guy with his voice like this. There I was on top of the building, sniping out snipers.
yeah, exactly.
That guy. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Jocko.
Jocko
something.
Willink?
Yeah, it's his
Not
book.
Jocko's voice, it's the other guy.
I think it's pronounced Yako.
Yeah, but the whole premise of the book is everything's your fault all the time, and if you get that mindset, you'll be real successful in life.
But every
Does it work?
single second last week, you were trying to figure a reason out to why it wasn't your fault.
Yeah, well, exactly. But I'm doing better, right? So anyway, sorry for that. There was one other thing on the last podcast. I thought
Yeah.
That-
I think you dropped the F-bomb 5 times.
maybe that was it. All right, so I remembered the other thing I was supposed to apologize about. A couple episodes ago, you might have noticed when we had Danny Bosco on, we titled the episode Baby Heine, and the episode art was a picture of a baby with a bare bottom. Not a real baby, but a doll. And that is and the song at the end was about a baby Heine. Anyway, the reason for that is because Danny told a story about him chewing on this doll's Heine when he was a kid. But I forgot that wasn't recorded on the podcast. So you were all probably very confused. Anyway, sorry to derail.
Does
again.
anyone else want to add to the list of things Phil should apologize about?
Phil, sorry.
Call it the Philpology podcast.
Yeah.
Phil's extreme ownership.
It'll be like subtitle, the inflation even is Phil's fault
Yep.
somehow.
Somehow.
Every day, Phil apologized for something.
Yeah. So
sorry,
anyway,
sorry for the earthquake in Indonesia.
yeah. Sorry for that too.
That's a weight joke.
It's a well, Phil's so fat he makes the radio skip.
That's right.
That was also a fat joke.
All right,
Radio
Jeff,
for those. This is,
steer us onto that thing that you said.
The main topic is Phil's apology. Dun, 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 dun. All right, main topic for tonight. Well, like I mentioned, and apparently it caused a whole bunch of disagreement and controversy among the gaggle of people here, is that this is our 1 year episode, 50th episode, doesn't really matter apparently.
yeah.
But I wanted to bring up a few topics that we have talked about over the year and just see what you guys think now and like, I don't know, see if it sparks a different thought, if you change your mind about stuff or if you're still the old crotchety man from a year ago or what. So I just looked through like a bunch of our episodes. I'm like, what were some of the big topics that we kept bringing up over and over and talking about more than once? So the first one was Biden becoming president.
Yeah.
Anyone, what do you think then versus now?
Wasn't it like Biden becoming president in the heat of like the riot or whatever at the Capitol?
The January 6th stuff?
Yeah. Wasn't that what was going on at the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
Why did you just get all uncomfortable? when I
I'm
said that?
uncomfortable talking to you right now.
about 3 weeks after we released our first episode, that's what was going on.
I was waiting for you to
We
take
had-
extreme ownership for
We
it.
had the election, and so we were in the middle of. I guess we had already found out Biden was the winner.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go first. Okay. So I was like, oh, great. I, for some reason, thought something was going to happen that was going to, like, take this country south. And overtly, I'd say nothing's really happened. But I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing or what. But I'm kind of like, okay, it was a lot less eventful than I thought. Like, Biden becoming president, obviously, the actual events. And then, like, years, months and months later, it's been what? A year or two? I don't know.
It's been 1 year.
Yeah.
One long year, still March.
So that was going on at the beginning of the year. And then what?
Apparently, no one wants. Okay. No one wants to talk about that. That's fine.
Oh,
Islands in Utah Lake.
oh yeah.
We brought that up. Why aren't there islands out there yet?
And now they're building them.
Are they really though?
Yeah. They like announced that it's a project and it's underway. And they got a federal grant or something to do it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm really serious.
It's going to be terrible.
Yeah, it is.
They're gonna put a temple out there and a BYU stadium.
So the,
I thought it was going to be UVU Stadium for real.
I actually heard, and I don't know. I heard it was a NFL stadium, but I'm like, I don't think that Utah's gonna get an NFL team. So
Las Vegas Raiders North.
I just want to point out this is Lex Luthor's plan in Superman Returns, creating more land.
On Utah Lake.
Well, just in general, but like we're doing it on Utah Lake.
They already started this in Dubai, but
Dubai.
Doobie.
I say it the way the locals say it.
Speaking of, goodbye. It's time for me to go.
bye, Mike.
Bye, Mike. I
Mike.
love you.
It was good to see your
I love
mustache.
almost all of you.
Mike, you're not nearly the same amount of man you were yesterday.
Friday.
I hope that
You're bitching about it still, and you got it on Friday.
Oh yeah, I'm a very sensitive boy.
Is this the only way your wife will blow on your nuts?
And he's
he
gone. You'll never
Yeah.
get an answer to that. You'll never get an
I
answer to
think
that.
we got our answer.
So apparently, this proposed island is supposed to be the largest man-made island in the world, which it's going to be massive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was initially on board for it,
and now
and now I'm not.
Why?
I've heard a lot of from a lot of marine biologists and ecologists and a lot of environmental people who say that dredging the lake is not a good idea. You're basically messing with the natural processes of the lake. We've already got what they call a thriving ecosystem in the lake, even though it's not necessarily pretty. But there's an ecology, biology going on in there that messing with it is going to just kind of make it detrimental.
But isn't it like riddled with infestations, like the carp?
It does have carp.
It does have carp, but I mean, dredging the lake's not going to solve that problem. I mean, it's kind of like, it's a biological, you know, sometimes you have more of one species and you need something that naturally that'll come and overtake those species, you know. I don't know.
It's just making a problem worse. It's not going to fix anything, but it's going to make it worse for sure.
So, a couple of things I understood is that like they want to dredge it deeper, not just to get rid of all the crud in there, but because that will actually make the water not so choppy because it's not so shallow, and that will actually benefit something and something. But then the people on the other side, like you're saying, are saying, no, the lake's fine naturally. It's getting a lot better, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They just want to get all of the iPhones and GoPros that are down there in the bottom of the lake.
Yeah.
That's their goal.
I would much rather them
Broken.
dig like tunnels under the mountains and like make cities inside them. You know what I
Inside
mean?
the mountain?
Yeah.
That'll be a lot less invasive.
Just tell
the
Elon.
environment.
Just tell Elon to get his
His boring machine?
boring thing.
It is boring.
Yeah.
Well, I think it'll be cool that they put something in Utah Lake, but it's
I
because
think they should drill right through the fault line.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Right?
Exactly.
just drill through there with Mole Man or whatever on a cartoon that my kids watched once.
Yeah. There's a lot of surrounding space though. Like there's still a ton of space out. Like what's that place that everyone thought was going to blow up so huge?
Eagle Mountain?
Mountain. Is
Yeah.
that it? Yeah.
There's
Seems like-
lots of places.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of room still. Everyone just like has to be in these two valleys.
Yeah,
for
Eagle
some
Mountain
reason.
has exploded over the last several years. But yeah, I mean,
But it's
just
not like Salt Lake 2.0
out in
like
Tooele,
they said it would be.
just the south end of the west of the West Mountain,
Yeah.
that lake, there's like nothing there.
Yeah,
Like
Saratoga
Goshen?
is like crazy.
Yeah.
But they still have all the room all the way the rest of the way around the lake too.
Yeah, why on the lake? It's so expensive to do what they're proposing to do.
Yeah.
I think the problem is people don't want to live all the way over there. They don't want to like the drive
Yeah.
to go from there to Salt Lake or Provo.
But if they did have a freeway right down the middle of the lake, that might make
They've
things.
talked about doing like a bridge or whatever, a floating bridge across the lake,
Yeah.
but they couldn't figure out who would pay for it.
Yeah.
This is also something that we haven't necessarily grown up with, but like lakefront property is a big deal.
Yeah.
When you have property that's like on water, that's a big deal.
When
to
the
a lot of
water
people.
smells nice, it is a big deal.
Right, but we don't think that way because our water stinks.
Yeah.
Like the Great Salt Lake.
And that does tell me like where I think they're thinking. They're like, oh, we'll clean up this lake, and
Yeah.
then all this property will be worth like gazillions because now you can have like 40,000 new lakefront lots to
But-
sell to people.
The actual way to make property worth gazillions is just make more temples.
That's true.
Just build like around the shore, build like 30 temples.
They should put a temple in the middle of Utah Lake.
Yeah, and then it would all be worth gazillions.
Yeah. Then the whole valley would be. That's what I always say.
That's the rule. All right, next subject. So our vasectomy journeys, which I'm so upset Mike's gone because he's the most recent one to have a vasectomy.
That's right.
I'm better.
3 of you got vasectomies this year.
I know, it's crazy.
That is crazy.
It is crazy.
It was this year, right? For you? Yeah.
Yeah. He was on this podcast. Jake released his on his.
What's up, Tyler?
Yeah.
I'm back.
There you are.
How's
You
your?
guys done?
We just barely got into our main topic.
Yeah.
We just talked about the island on Utah Lake that there has been proposed and budgeted, and apparently it's a project that's
Well,
starting.
I thought it was, and I kind of
Like it's an actual go.
I thought so, but I was like looking it up while we were talking, and I can't find where I read that.
Yeah, I thought it was a proposal and they had a budget for it.
Yeah, last time we talked about it was just a proposal. I didn't think it was an actual go.
It was like a couple weeks ago. They said that they'd secured funding. Okay. The Utah Lake Restoration Project has been waitlisted for an EPA loan. So they're on the docket to get the loan to do it.
Right.
Don't have it yet, but
EPA being Environmental Protection Agency. So
Right.
if they do get an EPA loan, then that means they're able to prove that it does have positive environmental
Yeah.
impacts.
so I think it's actually that some people think it is good for the lake, and then some
Some
don't.
say
Which
that it's
which
not.
I think is going to be any situation
Yeah.
anywhere. So
Yeah. You know where you get an EPA loan from?
uh,
An EPA loaner.
Get it?
Stop.
Get it?
Click.
Click.
I'm not drunk
Click.
enough for that joke.
Nobody is. All right, then the last subject we brought up many times, and why I decided to bring up subjects we've already talked about a bunch of times, but bidets.
oh yeah,
Bidets.
they're great.
We do have a recent convert to the bidet club,
Uh-huh.
and he's now back on the call. Perfect timing, Tyler.
Oh, I've always been a bidet advocate.
But it seems like only recently you've been preaching to
That's true.
people about it.
You were a bidet convert, but now you're a bidet missionary.
It's actually
I'm
it's
an
actually
advocate for the bidets.
it's actually one of those things that, like, as long as there have been flushing toilets, there could have been bidets,
Right.
Like, and
They're
it
easy.
makes
It
you
can
think,
go on
like,
any toilet.
why were we using toilet paper to clean that up for so
Yep.
long when we could have had a stream of running water?
Don't we have a water shortage in Utah that we don't need to be blasting your fucking butthole with?
So here's the thing, Trent. Let me just say,
Dock it.
how about I'll edit that out? Click. All I will say is I use less water doing a bidet than without.
Right.
Well, no, they make that example if you take chocolate pudding and pour it on grass, what's easier to clean it up with? A hose or towels or paper towels?
Well, just think if you
How
accidentally.
often are you shitting chocolate
And it's
pudding?
and it's
Brady?
not even chocolate
on
pudding.
your
It's
diet.
like Nutella.
Oh, like
That's even harder.
Like, which would you imagine?
ice cream. Imagine dropping ice cream on grass and trying to clean it up with paper towels.
No, listen to this. All of you have dogs. You're walking your dog. It poops on someone's lawn. You take out your little vinyl glove or whatever, but you don't put it on because you're lazy. And you reach down to grab it, and like a little piece gets like on your pinky or whatever, right? So would you rather take a tissue and just wipe that off, or would you like some running water followed by a tissue?
Yeah.
Do you wipe with your hand? Is that
I'm just putting it out there. So in the Philippines, that's common practice.
I think that's the same reason why you take a shower instead of just washing yourself off with a hand towel. But
Yeah.
it's just not the most like reasonable thing all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
do you
It-
bidet, Trent? Are you a bidet guy?
I take a shower. No, I'm not a fucking bidet. That's
you-
like $4,000 on a toilet.
Do you
And I'm
even
not gonna
bidet,
put that
bro?
in a
So-
toilet that everyone else poops in.
$25, you mean?
Poop particles blasted all over my toilet.
So I
Amazon, $30.
I would be
No.
surprised if I used more than like a quart of water from the bidet portion of the.
So an additional quart on top of what you're using to flush your hair-infested poop down.
No, because like I said, I'm flushing way less times now. Like I only flush one time.
He's normally a multi-flusher, but
So-
now he's a single flusher
yeah.
I
because of the bidet.
You guys are very uninteresting. I have questions for Trent. Trent, have you ever used a bidet?
Yeah.
No, I don't mean like that one party where that person squirted you with a super soaker in the asshole. Like, have you used a
That would be a
bidet?
bidet.
No,
Don't
no.
pigeonhole me. Yeah, I have.
And did you not like it or what? Why the hating?
There's not hate. I just not selling the product like they are.
Yeah, I encourage you very strongly to poop at my house. I'm just putting the invitation out there.
This Sunday,
If
You
you're
have
in
to
the
invite me to your house
well,
to
come
poop
on
at your house.
this Sunday. We're having a party, and you're
We're
coming.
what?
You're coming to my house on Sunday.
No,
don't-
Kylie's going. I'm watching the dogs.
Okay, tell Kylie not to poop, and then report back to you how awesome it was.
Kylie doesn't poop.
Okay. Hi, Kylie.
She's like Kim Jong.
They don't put a sewer system next to my playground.
I refused, when I was a teenager, I refused to believe girls pooped.
Yeah.
Because pooping was like the grossest thing, and
Yeah.
girls aren't gross. So
It's still there's a poop fairy. Girls go to sleep, and the poop fairy comes and just goes away.
And then there's $1 under your pillow.
No, there's a dollop under.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
see how many other subjects there are here.
How could you have anything past
Everyone's
poop?
gonna get a bidet.
So everyone shut up.
All right.
Okay, so because it's our 1 year, not really 1 year, 1 year anniversary, happy birthday anniversary, 1 year 50 anniversary. Top 3 episodes. The number 1 most downloaded and listened to episode, Pickleball is Great, number 8.
Number 8.
Our number 8th episode. The next one is we weren't even going to talk about race.
Tyler's episode.
Tyler and Trent when they
And Trent.
beat each other up audibly.
Yeah.
And I think Trent just listened to it 48 times, probably. That's probably why. Pushed it up over. And then the
Our
next one.
number 2 had 48 listens.
No.
What the fuck?
I'm saying you personally listened to it 48 times, and that pushed us over the
Oh, so I
number
had
1
49.
spot.
You're right.
So we had 47. The next one. And the next one is Ghost Stories, which is episode 23.
Oh,
Got a lot of listens to it.
That's the one where you guys tricked me into coming.
Did we?
I don't remember.
I actually
You're
don't remember
like-
either.
You're like, we hate Tyler, and I had to come onto the record.
Oh,
yeah.
You had to clear the air. Yeah, that's right.
That was
That's
funny.
hilarious. And then our least listened to episodes are, and I think there's a glitch on this. The first few episodes that we put out there, just not many listens, which is good because they kind of sucked. And we've got,
I think our worst episode is the second one where we like talked about music the whole time. It was-
oh yeah, those are terrible. And then the COVID episodes when you and Jake and Phil had COVID and we
No
did
one
episodes,
listened. Yeah.
they're just low.
yeah.
No one cares about COVID apparently. Not you guys having COVID anyway.
I really think if you listen to them though, it's super boring. We're like,
yeah,
hey, yeah, I don't feel good.
can't taste
It was. Yeah, it's weird. That's the dynamics are complicated when you're all. We did FaceTime. It was a FaceTime call.
So that was
We had
it.
2 or 3 in a row that
was
were
the
all
big
FaceTime.
one. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
we had COVID.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Anytime you like just do calls, it sucks.
Yep.
And I don't think we'd done that on these published ones at all. I think before the COVID ones, all of them were at least like 2 people in person.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
That's true. So with all that said, the good episodes and the bad episodes on our 30-day statistics, which is downloads and audience, we're up 100%.
oh,
So
great.
that's cool. Our audience ship and our downloads are up quite a bit. So thanks to everyone for
From 7 to 14 listeners.
yeah, from 1 to 2 listeners now.
Thanks, guys.
That's up 100%.
Thanks, Candace.
Thanks, Candace and Jake's mom.
Candace Owens is a listener.
No,
Okay.
Candace Frazier.
So anyway, what have you taken from this podcast? What surprised you about this podcast? What do you think, Phil?
I realize that I can very easily lose friends by doing a podcast.
Yeah,
So easily. So
that's great.
cool.
Thank you, Trent. What do you have to say about this 1 hour of every week wasting our lives?
Basically, that everyone complains like girls are little bitches, but we are fucking wretched. Like, we weren't even mean to each other, and people complained that their thoughts weren't listened to, and just, I want to be validated. I fucking hate it.
Well, your guys' takeaway from this podcast is way different than mine. So
What's yours?
We're the meanest people to each other until we all of a sudden put it online.
apparently,
Yeah.
and then it's a big deal.
Yeah, we suck.
This is what I have loved about this podcast is that I have seen my friends more in my 30s or just as that I did in my 20s. And I just like, I see you guys regularly and I love that. And I talk to you guys regularly. I know what's going on. I see, you know what I mean? To me, that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a story of I've had family members that are like started listening and then they're like coming into town for Christmas. And they're like, hey, we'd like to stop by and say hi. Or, hey, we're going to be in Salt Lake and we'd like to visit with you and this and that. It's like they're starting to connect with me more by listening to the podcast and like knowing what's going on in my life with my own voice and not just like social media. Anyways, I actually think it's been awesome.
Yeah.
And to me, it is actually, it sucks that not all of our friends want to come on here all the time, but it's, you know, a personal decision.
I mean,
But,
some of them have volleyball
yeah.
and like softball.
Yeah. Or some have no balls.
Yeah.
Why are you making fun of me?
4 of us.
Get it? No, I think it's been a good time. I've liked it. Just because, like I've said, I don't have social media.
Yeah.
So this is my social media. This is my way to spew to the national airwaves whatever I want. I can
you go.
just say some idiotic thing, and
And you
there-
can
there it
post.
goes.
You can post memes with the word on it.
Yep,
job.
exactly.
This episode's loaded with words.
Sorry, Grandma.
Click.
Sorry, Phil's grandma. Trent, no, I mean Tyler. What,
Yes.
what are your thoughts on this podcast being going for a year now?
Like I said, I didn't think we'd go past 5 episodes. The fact that we're up to 50, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think it's a good way to connect. But that's about it, really. So I don't tell anyone to listen, and when they do, I apologize.
It's very true. It's accurate.
Yeah, I like Abby Olson. She sent in a message on Instagram, just like, "Are you on that podcast?" podcast, and I was like, "Yeah." So shout out to Abby. And
Sup,
I
Abby?
apologize. Don't listen.
And then you apologized, right?
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sorry,
I'm
Abby.
sorry.
I'm sorry, Abby.
Oh yeah, she's one of our followers.
Maybe we should make that our new like tagline: American Fork Podcast. Don't
Sorry.
listen.
We're sorry.
Yeah.
The American Fork Podcast. Extreme sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Jake,
Yeah.
Jake, give us your 3 cents.
So I've learned a lot about the process of doing a podcast, which is cool because that's like the vast majority of people don't know how to do it, but most people know what a podcast is. So it's cool that I, have learned a lot about how to do a podcast. Also, I've learned that it's okay to be out of the house.
It is
What do you mean with COVID?
It is a great excuse. Like we as friends we all got married, most of us, and
Except for the two fifths of the people here, but go on.
except for 2/5, but we didn't ever come up with like a bowling night. Like, oh,
Right.
I gotta go. It was like it's a struggle to hang out because it's like
Yeah.
like some people would be like, oh, I've got to have a really good reason
Yeah.
to hang out.
Like Beanboro.
Yeah, and for some reason this is
I
a
thought you were
really
talking about your wife. Like some people.
No, Beanboro. That's who we were
I was
talking
talking
about.
about Beanboro, but for some reason the podcast is good enough
Yeah.
to like tell your wife
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Well, yeah. I mean, normally I don't just go hang out with people, and this is a great opportunity to do that.
Yeah,
So
get
it's
out of
been
your
fun.
house, get away from your routine, and hopefully it's that way for you listeners. Maybe we're just different a little bit enough from your typical Facebook, Twitter, news media barrage
Yeah.
that you're having a good time with us, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I found out today?
What?
I don't know. This is so random all of a sudden. But you said normal media
Yeah.
stuff, right? I just found out that I am related to William Randolph Hearst.
Who's that?
Really.
Yeah. Like William Randolph Hearst owned like the biggest newspaper in the world.
Pulitzer and Hearst.
Pulitzer
they think
and
we're
Hearst
nothing.
from the
Are we
Newsies.
nothing?
Hearst. He
Are
has
we-
the Hearst Castle in I think Britain. Anyways, he's like my grandma's. She was telling me the story today. My grandma's aunt married William Hearst,
Well, that's pretty close.
and then he was a dickhead.
Like crazy, eccentric, fucking lunatic, but good at business. Too.
Tons of money, especially for the time. He literally owned a castle, and he never wanted to be there.
So where's your castle?
Apparently,
Isn't that in California?
we're like the Uncle Eddie of that house, so don't worry. We're not invited over.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, he knew Pulitzer,
Yeah,
so that's neat.
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's in San Simon, California.
What?
There's
The
one.
castle.
There's a Hearst Castle
Yeah,
in California, and there's one in the UK as well.
yeah. She lived in the one in
But I-
California.
I think, yeah, I was gonna say the one in California is what most people think of.
Let's
Yeah.
throw eggs at it.
Doesn't he have a car rental company
Yeah, Hearst.
Uh-huh.
or ketchup brand?
Hertz.
Hunts.
Hunts.
Ketchup.
So are you guys excited for the big thing happening on Christmas Eve?
What is that?
Jesus being born?
The James Webb Telescope is going to be launched finally.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what it is?
Nope.
So it's like it's the successor to the Hubble telescope.
Uh-huh.
It's supposed to be able to see like 100 times further into space than Hubble and like more clearly and blah blah blah.
Is it faster? Because I swear the Hubble took a long time to get where it is.
What do you mean?
It hasn't taken like decades to get where it's at now.
No, it's just orbiting the Earth.
Oh,
Hubble.
Oh,
You're thinking
really?
of
So
like
this-
Voyager.
oh,
and like,
no.
Voyager 1.
So this will
Voyager
be
2.
so this will be an orbiting telescope.
It's an orbiting telescope. I'm pretty worried about the design though, because it
Looks like a penis.
it shoots up in a rocket. The rocket comes off of it, and then these huge mirrors like fold apart and then connect into a big mirror, and then these like sails extend out. It looks so complicated. Like they're gonna shoot it up way out.
Like
by
there's
the
a lot
moon
that
or
could go
something.
wrong.
Yeah, a lot that can go wrong, and it won't be like Hubble where they can just shoot on up there and fix something with a wrench. It'll be like millions of miles away from Earth. So they're like super worried about it. It's $20 billion.
That's it.
And if it doesn't work, it's like we're effed.
Oops.
The whole
Wait.
economy will just.
We'll call
You're
it the
worried about it?
Oops telescope.
Why are you worried?
I'm
about
worried.
It?
I think the design looks too complicated. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm worried it's not going to work. But we'll see.
I don't think
think-
you should be worried, Phil. I don't want you losing sleep over this.
Well, Hubble didn't work when they first shot it up.
But I don't think that there's much you can do about it. Is all I'm saying.
Well, I think he's saying
I
he's
worried-
really excited and he's worried that his excitement will be
Yeah, because
Oh.
'Cause it
that'll
won't-
be
it'll
one.
break or
It'll be
something.
embarrassing for our country that we spent $20 billion on nothing,
There's a few things to be worried about for that.
and then it'll be just. I'm worried because then we won't get to see the cool pictures that this thing's gonna pop out.
I thought you were worried because the telescope's pointed at Earth. So
Yeah,
it's like a spy
it could be.
telescope.
So this Tom Green or what's the name of it?
The
Tom
James Webb Telescope.
James Webb. I'm assuming James Webb invented it.
So he was, I guess, not the founder of NASA, but I think he was the lead guy at NASA during like the whole moon landings and all that. Like he was something at NASA.
Probably not during Challenger.
So
right?
they named it after him. That guy's somewhat controversial because I guess he didn't hire gay people or
Oh,
people of color,
jeez.
something
So he
like
worked
that.
for Chick-fil-A.
He worked for Chick-fil-A. So there was a thing a little while ago where they're like, change the name of the telescope, and NASA was like, no, we're not going to do that.
We're calling it the USS Grant.
Call it the Washington Telescope
Yeah,
We're calling it.
George
Instead of-
Washington slavery.
instead of the Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
Washington Telescope team.
So anyway, that launches Christmas Eve,
Huh.
supposedly. It's been delayed like 40 times in the last 3 years. Like they keep being like, oh, this little sensor didn't do what we wanted, so then we have 80 scientists come in and look at it for 2 months, and now it's okay.
But don't you think some nerdy scientists give me in like, I Hoyven Glaven need to go see my kids. It's Christmas Eve.
Nope.
Oops, sensor's bad.
I think they're all
Holy
going to be
Glaven.
watching the launch.
Yeah, they'll be at home watching.
So I think the whole timeline from it launching is going to be like 3 weeks. So it's not actually going to be like all put together in space for a while. But at least we'll know whether or not it blows up in our atmosphere Christmas Eve.
How long does it usually take a rocket to get a satellite into orbit?
Not too long. I thought it was a
So-
couple minutes or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I thought it would be a few hours, but
maybe. I don't think it takes very long. This will take a long time because I think it's going clear out like near or past the moon. Like, so it'll take a few days just to get where it's going. Then it takes several weeks to like unfold and click together and do all these things that it's supposed to do.
For the guys out there to put the Legos together,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, there's no guys. It's just like
It's
ma-
all mechanical.
all automated.
Automated.
All has to happen perfectly. And the guys, like when you hear the guy talking about it, he's like, yeah, if this doesn't fold open, we have the one option of like rocking it back and forth remotely, and hopefully it'll shake loose.
which is the space equivalent of hitting the side of the TV.
All right.
Exactly.
Yeah, or blowing into the Nintendo
Yeah,
console.
he pretty much is saying like that's their only option, and if it doesn't work, it's like F. There went like 25 years and $20 billion.
Well, this is really promising.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're not a spokesman for them.
I'm not, because I'd be like, let's do it something different. Okay.
Like, spend a few more years doing this.
Yeah,
We'll just have to keep looking at the stars from the ground.
exactly. So you should look at, if you haven't looked at it though, Google or like YouTube, James
Yeah.
Webb Telescope. It'll have animations of like how it opens and stuff.
I'm gonna look it
Pretty
up.
wild. It's like,
I'm gonna have to research because anything that makes me wake up at 5:30 in the morning on Christmas Eve is
Yeah.
gonna be. It's better be awesome.
yeah, like the mirror is made out of these like hexagonal, like 30 of them. It's like the whole thing's like as wide as a tennis court. Like when it unfolds, it's huge, and the mirrors are plated with gold.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty cool looking. You
Yeah.
have to look at it. So I'm just putting on the record. I'm worried about it. 'Cause-
It's gonna blow up.
Yeah,
It's gonna blow up at 10,000 feet. We're gonna be screwed.
And the reaction, all you're gonna hear is "Hoiven Glaven."
I think it's gonna get up there. It's gonna unfold like 70% of what it needs to. Won't even work at all. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
I hope I'm wrong.
This is Phil's prediction right here.
Buster.
You heard it first.
Who's paying for this?
You did.
Cool,
The
NASA.
taxpayer.
right? The same person who's probably going to pay for people's funds if freaking all these Democrats get their choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
Cool.
of which, right? Was that what you're going to talk about next?
Right.
No,
We're at the end of the year.
I think I'm at the end. Oh, what about the end of the year?
We haven't talked, but like the inflation is getting like crazy.
Is it?
Yeah, like the last 2 months, it's gone up 6% per month or something. So if you didn't get a 12% raise in the last 2 months, you make 12% less now than you did 2 months ago.
Wow. So I make like $8 an hour now.
Yeah.
Dang it.
So that's fun, right?
It's so awesome.
Merry
It's
Christmas.
No, that was
just make
not
it
an
awkward.
audio issues. That was silence.
Yeah. Dead silent.
Yeah, I did hear that inflation is like the worst it's ever been, just over the last.
The worst
months.
since 81, I think they said. I guess there was a recession in like 81.
Yeah,
Oh,
early
really?
80s.
So maybe
It's
that's
worse now than it was
since the last
then.
big one.
It'd be pretty easy to fix if they just unhook those ships, let them loose, and then stop shutting business down.
Yeah, if they quit doing that, and really like all this money they're injecting, like people are getting money deposited in their bank account, all the unemployment, like, and they're what do you call it?
Printing money.
Printing money, like
Yeah.
We need to go back to the
Bigger
gold
deficit.
standard.
There was a lot of that money is fraudulent. There was a Utah girl who basically donated like tens of millions of dollars that she got from the government as basically fraudulent PPP loans from COVID,
yeah,
and donated it to Elijah Wood. Came out with a film, and she wanted to help, so she's like going to jail or something for
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah.
that's funny.
But it's easy to get a lot of money from the government.
Yeah, well, we knew that was going to happen as soon as they're like start handing out checks, loans,
Yeah.
Yep.
grants, all that stuff. We're gonna keep everyone going, of course.
If you
'cause
guys
that's
have never,
the solution is give them money, right? That
Yeah.
fixes problems.
it fixes everything. But if you guys have never seen the video, there's a video on YouTube. Just type in something like, "What does $1 trillion look like?"
Yeah.
And they give this video comparison of what is a $100 bill, what does $10,000 look like, what does $1 million look like, what does $10 million look like in $100 bills, right?
Yeah.
It blows your mind when it gets to $1 trillion. It's unfathomable.
Yeah.
And then to think that we've spent what $10 trillion on this nightmare. I don't know what we've spent, but it's more than 1 trillion.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
Lots of money.
And you were talking about like New Zealand, Trent, where they've been shut down like this whole time pretty much,
Right.
and they're like pretty much all vaccinated. But now the new variant, they're saying the vaccine doesn't work against it. It's like everyone's gonna get it. So did
Well, they're now saying that the booster shot does help, but if you don't get the booster, then the Omicron coolness, you don't get. We're all going to get it. We're all going to die. Who fucking cares?
yeah. Well, and I'd even heard that the boosters
Sooner the better.
not gonna help, but they still. The last thing I read was like previous infection doesn't help, the vaccine doesn't help, the booster doesn't help, but we still recommend that you get vaccinated
And wear
get the
masks.
booster.
Yeah.
And wear masks.
I got vaccinated
Did you?
from fentanyl
Oh,
because that's what I'm worried about. Yeah. I don't want to get fentanyl virus.
Had you doing new boosters like every week?
Yeah. Yep. That's right.
I actually feel like I need to carry that Narcan or whatever around now, so I don't get doinked when I'm walking around.
Doink.
Phil just got doinked.
Yep.
Okay. Well, guess what, guys? That's it for the American Fork podcast.
For the year 2021.
That's true. We're going to take a week off. So have a Merry effing Christmas.
You
Yeah.
had last week off. Thanks, Phil.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
No,
for-
this is
This is the
last
makeup
week.
from last week.
This is last week.
Oh.
that's true. We weren't gonna do it this week, like right next to Christmas.
Instead, you guys drug me out of bed at 7:30 American Standard.
I drug Tyler out of bed the earliest.
And
Don't
you're
worry.
still late.
Yeah,
Don't worry. We just won't ever forgive you. But
that's fine.
this is the big fat 1 year episode. We're going to come back the beginning of January and we're just going to enjoy time with everyone else than you guys.
Yeah, and and we're gonna hit it hard. We're gonna have a studio soon.
Yep.
And when we do, you'll just be ready for the hard facts to
gonna-
come down.
We're gonna have Joe Rogan on our show. and
He's coming to our studio.
Yeah, he's
and
actually
President
joining our
and
podcast.
President Joe Manchin.
Joe Manchin.
Joe Manchin.
Joe Mancini,
Joe Manchin.
That's the guy that's like holding everything up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
President Joe
I
Manchin.
love that guy.
There was
Isn't he wearing shirts that say "Let's go, Brad"?
You almost got it right. Keep going. Another B name.
Let's go Stanford.
Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah, he unloaded one of the containers off the coast of California. It had all the "Let's Go Brandon" shirts that were ordered from
Just
many
ordered mine,
months
thank
ago.
Goodness.
Yeah, so it should be available in Walmart pretty soon here.
not in Colorado though.
Nope, no Brandons in Colorado.
No,
And he is
nothing
not
will
going.
be available in Colorado.
All right, well that's it. You guys want to keep BSing and
Let's just
extending
shut
this
up now.
podcast?
Shut up.
Rock and roll.
Shut up.
Okay, we're shut it.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Xmas.
Merry 2021.
Merry 2022.
May your
Happy Christmas, Kwanzaa, non-con, just whatever.
yeah.
Merry Snow Year.
Festivus. Festivus for the rest of us.